Okay, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is David Acosta. I'm a three-star director with our amazing company, Planet Marketing. Calling in from New York, where I'm here on tour, helping our business partners who are across the pond. We've got people tuning in from all over the world. So again, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for tuning in to our celebration call. This is the new phase of our celebration call. We had a short break where we had a lot of things going on, but we're going to be back again every Monday, 10 p.m. to 10:30 UK time and 5 p.m. to 5:30 US time. So let's dive in. Of course, myself, David Acosta. We do like to start with some motivation. Here's one from one of my favorite speakers, Eric Thomas. He says, "Don't make a habit out of choosing what feels good over what's actually good for you." So many times we get very comfortable in the things that we're doing, and it feels good being comfortable. It doesn't feel good, being uncomfortable. Waking up in the morning and have somebody throw ice cold water over your face doesn't feel good. It's uncomfortable. But, let's just say if you was a boxer and you wanted to get up early for training so that you can make sure you win the fight rather than getting knocked out, those are the sort of things that they do to make sure when the boxer has to wake up early, they throw cold water on the boxer's face to make sure they don't stumble out of bed, but they're awake, alive and kicking right there and then. That doesn't feel good. Nobody likes cold water in the face, but that's actually good for that boxer. So it's better to have cold water all over your face than to have blood all over your face because you didn't train hard enough, you didn't work hard enough in the boxing ring, and you got yourself beaten up. and that's a physical, very physical example. But in life, that instead of being beaten up in a boxing ring, that could be the fact that you can't pay your bills on time. That could be the fact that you didn't hit your next rank in your business. You didn't get that business partner signed up because you weren't willing to do what was uncomfortable. That freeway call that you had to do yourself because the upline wasn't available. That one-on-one that you had to do, that prospecting, that speaking to somebody you need to speak to, they want the business, but you are a bit nervous. The things that are uncomfortable are good for you. So get comfortable doing what's actually good for you, that might push you out your comfort zone rather than just what feels good. So let's dive in, and we're going to go straight to the USA where I am. I've got a testimonial from a young lady who is literally, what I call the epitome of leadership. She is, moments away from hitting director in training. She's one of the most fantastic, business partners we have in our business. She, under the leadership of Ricardo Grant-Lee, this lady is somebody who is such a hardworking person. And I'm really inspired when I get to, spend some time with her in the USA. She is based out of Atlanta, Georgia. Again, like I said, she's a gold builder. She's a Gold Plus member and shortly approaching, director in training, where she'll be one of our first, directors in training, in this team, in the USA. So I'm going to pass you over to the USA so you can hear yourself from the amazing Darlene Brown. Darlene, I just want to know a quick testimonial on, what Planet Marketing has done for you. What do you like the most about this business, and what are you looking forward to that's happening later on this year, 2019? Over to you, Darlene.
Hi, David. Planet Marketing is amazing. It has made me be able to meet so many amazing people. Now, my goal is to retire, which I look forward to retiring sometime this year because I'm on the verge of I'm going all the way 100% in on hitting director 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So, like you said, I'm almost at DIT, and I'm on the grind to take our team to the top. And we are all family, so it's not about me. It's about our team effort. So it's all about personal development and the training and wanting what you want.
Thank you so much, Darlene. And let's talk real now. What would you say has been some of the big challenges you faced in getting your team going and in growing your business, because you've got a decent sized team, you're doing very well, but what are some of the challenges you faced while building your business?
Some of the challenges is being consistent and following the process of doing peaking interest, showing the plan, and the most important thing is the 3 ways. Our team is struggling trying to get our 3 ways in. Once we get that process in, I think we're going to grow fast.
Perfect. I appreciate that, Darlene. And so let's address some of those things. So you said your team is struggling to get the three-way calls in. What do you mean, as in struggling to find people to get onto three-way calls with, or what area are they struggling in?
The area is they're piquing the interest, they're showing the plan, but the problem is getting them on three ways. Is
I
get
see.
the people that they didn't talk to get on a three-way, because some of the problem is a lot of people is not on WhatsApp. Then you run across the people that's not on Facebook. So that's why we're growing as a team, and we have selective people to be able to get them on a phone call and say, let's get this three-way done. But they're not following all the way through the process of getting that three-way in. If they get that three-way in, on our team, we got some people that can really close, like Pashella, Miss Pat Baby, and then we got Nicole Bowles. So it's the process of just let's do the work. It's doing the work.
Amazing. Now let's address a few of those issues. If it's a technical issue, I believe that can always be solved. You might call somebody and put them on loudspeaker and call them on another device. There's always a way around getting three people to hear each other at the same time now in 2019. The technology is phenomenal. I understand, not many people in the USA may have WhatsApp, and people in the UK may not have your system. But if you're really targeting qualified people, if you could get Shedrick White, who's our number one income earner, our number one first millionaire, if you could get Shedrick White on a three-way call, but he doesn't have WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, but he's looking to join a travel business in network marketing, and Shedrick White has the ability in the next 3 years to become a millionaire, meaning underneath you would have a team of over 10,000 people. But he doesn't have WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. He doesn't have those methods. And this is a question for everybody. Would you find a way to call him? I would say I would find a way. I would send a pigeon. Cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. I would send, a telegram. I'd write the message in a bottle and throw it in the sea. I would find some way to get in communication with Shedrick White and to get him connected with a senior business partner who knows the information. Would you agree, Darlene?
I definitely would agree. That's why I keep my Zoom. I have Zoom to keep it active so we can at least get them on Zoom. Yeah. And one thing I can say is if you're in a location where one of us is at, to where we can get a one-on-one. One-on-one is more powerful than anything that we have, because once you sit down and look a person in the eye, they see the sincerity in you, and you're going to speak with confidence. Once you learn how to do a three-way, the confidence is so high that they don't have no choice but to sit there and listen to you.
100%. So, really appreciate that, Darlene. Final words, what are you looking forward to for the coming of 2019 in Planet Marketing?
I'm looking for dreams to come true, and I don't want it just for me, but I want it for our whole team. That's even with the UK team and the American team, because it can be done. We could be the most powerful team in this business, and we're going to get it done.
100%. We're the strongest, most international team. We've been here from day one. We've got some amazing relationships built in this business. Some amazing people. Some people that have achieved things which people didn't think they would be able to achieve. So thank you so much for that, Darlene. Again, always a pleasure to hear from you, and thank you for your leadership. For me, for Ricardo, and I can speak on behalf of Ricardo. I can speak on behalf of Arisha. Having you in the team is like having another one of us, where the buck stops with you. Issues, problems stop with you. You example true leadership, where if there's an issue in your team, I'm always here. Ricardo's always there. Arisha's always there. But we know you got it, and you're going to get the reward. The people that really put themselves in positions of leadership, even before the rank title, because technically you're a goal builder, but you're doing the things that I expect of and that I look at as a one-star director. And your income is just going to catch up with you. If you're already a director And director's got nothing to do with having 100 people in your team. Director's about being a director. You know, I know some silver builders who are directors because they do the things, they're moving, they're walking, they're talking like a director, and the income just has to catch up with them. They got to the level of director before their income could catch up. You know, so again, thank you, Darlene, for your servant leadership, and you've really been a pioneer, you know, in this movement. You know, really, really looking forward to the journey ahead. Of course, we always want to welcome some of our new members. This is not everybody. You know, we've been away for a while. We've had some new members come on board. But again, when I look at the new members, I go into our Facebook group. So just so you know, make sure you have your business partners. Make sure your prospects, your new business partners are plugged into, you know, Planet Marketing Global, our Facebook page. If you don't know the page, you know, your upline will, you know, keep going up until you find an upline who can get you and your team into the group. We've got over 1,150 members in the group, and the new members go in there. So if you are not in there, then you won't be, you know, selected for when we do the welcome back. So when we do the, you know, the new team members. So yes, Ricardo saying congratulations, Darlene. You know, thank you, Darlene, again for that. So here's some of our new members. But first, actually, sorry, off topic. New rank ups. We have somebody who is moments away. The next person who will hit, you know, another star in our team will be Marcella Emily Burge, who is, you know, a superstar in this industry, absolutely flying right now. And, you know, moments away. When I say moments, you know, I mean moments, moments away from, you know, smashing 2-star, which is fantastic, in record-breaking time within a year. You know, to hit 2-star director is phenomenal. So again, huge congratulations. Toby DaCosta sponsored a new business partner out in the USA from West Virginia. His name is Brian Stone. And Brian, we are really excited to have you on board as part of the team. We have a new business partner sponsored by Carl Davis. His name is Kevin. You know, again, very excited to have him on the team. We're looking forward to working with you, Kevin. And Natasha has sponsored her new business partner, Sarah. Again, somebody who is, you know, really excited to see what we're doing. You know, she was watching our video about what we're doing in Gibraltar, and she was like, yep, I need some of that. You know, and that's one of the things that you want to leverage when you talk about this business. Have you ever been in a group of people who are going on holiday and last minute, all of them cancelled? I can't get the time off work. It's getting a bit more expensive. I don't think I can make this one. And then you're going by yourself, or you don't go. That will never happen ever in your life again when you travel with us. Because when we travel, you know, we're talking about 40 people deep, 50 people deep, 100 people deep, or at our convention, you know, 5,000 people deep. If 5 people cancel, if 500 people cancel, you're still going to have a lot of people to travel with, you know. So we don't have no-shows when we travel. And that's something that some of our prospects look at and say, you know, I want to be a part of something like that. So more new members. John has sponsored a new business partner called Rosalind, who is an absolute juggernaut in business, you know, somebody who has a huge knowledge of marketing, you know, and she's definitely on her way, you know, to achieving some phenomenal things here in our team. And she, Michelle, has sponsored a new business partner. His name's Graham, you know, based out of London. Again, somebody who's very excited about, you know, getting started in the business. So we're very, very excited to have you in the team and looking forward to working with you. Finally, John again has sponsored a new business partner from Atlanta, you know, so welcome. So actually, I think it's Cassandra. Cassandra's business partner from Atlanta. So again, welcome to the team. Excited to, you know, to be working with you and looking forward to the journey ahead. So congratulations to yourselves. You know, you all play a part in Planet Marketing growing worldwide. You know, we are excited that you are, you know, in a company which is at the beginning of what's going on in this business. I was talking to somebody earlier on and bragging and boasting that we have only 1 million in our company. Where some people may have, you know, 7,000 or 700 millionaires in their company. We have 1. So you're getting in at the beginning, you know, right at the beginning, where you can say, I'm only 500 people away from Shedrick White. You know, some of us on this line are in the top 500 income earners. Some of us on this line are in the top, you know, 100 income earners. You know, some of us on this line are in the top 50 income earners in this company. So to get to say you're 50 people away from our number 1 income earner who just happens to be a millionaire, that to me is always going to be better than saying I'm number 412,000 away. every single one of you is at least, 44,000 people away from Shedrick White. Even the person who just joined is still roughly 44,000 people away from our number one income earner, Shedrick White. And that's a much better number than 440,000, So for me, I get to say, I'm only 20 people away from Shedrick White. 20 people between me and a millionaire. So if I keep working hard, I'm going to start closing that gap. And for you guys as well, be proud of the fact that you're in not just any company, a network marketing company that's a legacy company, that's built on integrity, built on leadership. The Planet Pledge means, normally when money goes back to the company, that's called breakage. And most companies look for that. If something goes wrong and you don't achieve this thing, the money you should have earned goes back to the company. Just like in a job, if something happens to you, the income is going to go back to the company. In this company, goes back to your family. And again, so many things that Donald has put in place to let us know that we are, we should be very proud that we have a company that truly cares. Now, I want to talk about, a few different topics. The first one I want to talk about is some of you will know the colors. Different colors represent different types of people. Reds are very aggressive, money focused. Greens are very analytical. They want to know all the facts and figures. Yellows are very caring. They, want to help people. And blues are the life of the party. So when you're doing a presentation, how do you attract and how do you appeal to the different types of people who you may be speaking to? In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go off the cuff. My laptop is stuck. I'm going to move over to the window. I wish I could show you guys my view. In fact, see if I can show you guys my view a little bit. Let me see if I can get my window opened. I'm here in New York and I'm having an absolutely amazing time. Oh, no, I can't get my window open. It's stuck. But having a great time here in New York. So I'll turn my camera on so I can do, a quick bit of training. There we go. How was that? Look. Right, perfect. So guys, when you are presenting the business, when you're talking about your business to different people, and again, you're going to have your reds, they want money. They want to, see that this business, is big. There's big money involved. They're really excited about, hitting ranks, being on stage, getting the rings, the award, people clapping for them. Yeah, they are the go-getters, the focused, motivated money people. And the blues, they like the party, they like the fun, they like the traveling, they like the community, and the yellows, they care about helping people. And the greens are very analytical, very, mature, responsible, organized. So how do you appeal to all those different people in the same one presentation? There's different things you can do. Let's take the yellows. How many of you, when you're talking about your presentation, mention Planet Cares? Some of you may not even know what Planet Cares is. We have a very, very specific a charity to help homeless women who have children, people who are homeless, who have children living in shelters, a very specific cause. So that might be something you want to talk about when you're trying to appeal to the yellows. You want to help people, and also how many people this business has helped, and how you can help somebody else with this business. What are the things that this business does to somebody who needs help, somebody who's lacking in finances, and they need a business around their job, but our business is affordable. $200 or 50 odd pounds. For a yellow, you should be thinking, well, it's such a good business and you've made it affordable. That's a company that cares. Now for the reds, you might want to look at that ring program, man. Look at that Rolex, man. Can you get, 4,000 people in your team? I know you can. We're gonna love to be able to celebrate you on stage one day. Look at that compensation plan. 8-star directors. Have you seen the income potential? You could buy, you could buy a Lamborghini every other month, right? So you might want to talk about the big money when you're talking about the reds, the award and recognitions, the big trophies, the stage, the conventions. How many people are going to be there clapping for you on stage? Yeah, Mr. Red. Yeah, Mrs. Red. You're going to love that. And then the blues, the parties, the fun, the community, the social aspect of our business. Man, have you seen our video for Gibraltar? Have you seen our company videos for the, maybe for the millennials, the fun videos where we're talking about, what we do, what we get up to, the amount of people that are going to be at the event. You're going to be the life of the party. You get to dress up snazzy, the black tie event, you get to look the part. These are what they want to hear. Now for the yellows, again, who are only focused on They're really into numbers. They're really into specifics and detail, and they want to know facts and figures. They're gonna take all their time doing due diligence. They want to check everything out. So you want to make sure you know your stuff, and if you don't, you want to go upline. You want to talk about the fact that we are 44,000 home-based agents around the world. You want to talk about the fact that this company has booked over $400 million worth of travel in a very short space of time. You want to talk about the fact that this company, out of the $200 investment, out of the £156 investment, how much of it is going back to the field? What percentage is going back, from the direct sale, then the 50% match, which goes to the person who sponsored the person who made the direct sale, and then the 10 levels of team bonuses. That's the 5 levels of team bonuses. $10 bills, £7 bills. And then the money from the matrix. Where the money is going, and how much is paid out to the field. You want to maybe look at the income disclosure in the presentation and let them really go through that. These are the things that you can say to appeal to different people. And again, it's something that you want to work on. So now I want to talk about, when people say they've got a deep why. I want to talk about, get into events. Get into events. Everybody says they've got a deep why. Now, if you're blessed to live in a location where you are within 1 hour from a weekly meeting or a bi-weekly meeting, maybe it's a monthly meeting that's going on, how deep is your why? I was with Donald Bradley, yesterday in New York, the day before in Atlanta, and he really, drove the point home that some people say they've got a deep why, but when it comes to getting to their local event, something stops them, and that something can be as little as traffic. It can be as little as not having an Oyster card or a Breeze card in the USA to get there, or not having enough gas in the car, or not being willing to put gas in the car. Because not many people call into work and say, look, I can't come into work today, I ran out of gas. You're going to find a way to get the petrol, the gas that you need. But when it comes to our business, sometimes we have excuses. And it's okay. It's okay. This is not a beat-up session. I'm telling you off. I'm just telling you how it is. If traffic or a 1 hour or even a 2 hour journey stops you from attending the meeting, which will get you to the place you want to be, that's okay. But just know you are responsible for your activity, for your action, for the success of your business. And if you have seen other people just like you achieve the rank, the income that you desire, ask yourself, do you always see them in a picture at the weekly meeting? The answer would be yes. Because I can look at my team from Andre Sinclair, Toby, John, Taryn, Arisha, Caddy, and so many other, directors. I can look at the directors, I can look at the top income earners, and I can say all of these top income earners are going to events. All of my top 50 income earners are going to events, or they're working their business, in a way that represents the income they're making. They are grinding. So if you are, not willing to put in that grind to get to events and do the things that you need to do, it's okay. But just understand that is the reason why they make that level of income, they have that rank, and you don't. And it's okay. But have a think about it. The next time you see an event, a flyer, are you going to be there? Or have you got your excuse prepared? Oh, that's the day where Game of Thrones is on. That's the day where this is happening. That's the day where my car is not very clean, so I don't really want to show it to people. Or I haven't topped up my bus pass, my Oyster card. Whatever your excuse is, that's great. But that's your excuse. And you're going to have other people going right past you who decided not to make an excuse. And if you see somebody like an Arisha, a Caddy, and Marcella, achieving the goals that your family, your children, for example, need, and just imagine yourself saying to them, when you see in the next 5 years, people like Caddy, people like, Cal Brown, people like Errol and Vilma Pollinaire, when you see them becoming millionaires in terms of US dollars or UK pounds, your excuse is, well, I couldn't get to the meeting, which gave me the information, the knowledge, the confidence to go to the next level. I couldn't get there because of traffic. Just imagine that words coming out your mouth to your child who, is desperately looking to, step up in life, and money is the thing they need, and they don't have any, you don't have any, and you left this business, or you just waited around this business, and after 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, you're still a rep or a bronze in this business, and you missed the opportunity, the timing to be in the sweet spot of a network marketing company where the product is the best product in the world, where the compensation plan is one of the most lucrative, responsible, and attractive but aggressive compensation plans in the world, where the price point is perfect and nobody can say we cost too much money. That's actually one thing I've never heard. Think about this. Have you heard someone say about our business, it costs too much money? You haven't. What you've heard them say is, I don't have the money. Not that it costs too much. No one can say the value of what we have is not enough for the price. They only say, I haven't got the money. Think about that. And comment in the box if you always hear people say it's a bit expensive, I haven't got the money, or do they say it's too expensive? They don't really say, obviously the mindset says, oh, it's expensive, but people don't say it's not worth the money. What they're saying is they don't have the money. Of course, we understand many people have a financial problem in this world that we live in. That's why we're here. That's why we do this. Because when you don't have £150 odd or $200 lying in your account and you live in the UK or the USA, some of the most expensive countries in the world, it's a problem. But I'm very proud when I just thought about that right now, that with other companies, to get this, coffee, to get this, sachet that I pour in some water and I shake it up and I drink it and it's supposed to give me energy. And I've tried some of them before. And, in the past, I've spent hundreds of pounds on something which looks great on the packaging, pour it in the water, shake it up, drink it, feel friggin' same. What a waste of money. What a waste of money. And those businesses cost way more than what we have here in Planet Marketing. So much more. The difference between me pouring a sachet into a bit of water, shaking it up, drinking it, and feeling absolutely nothing, compared to me being able to be, a travel professional and to be on the beach in Bali for the same price as our villas, for example. One of those things is going to make me feel not much at all. One of those things is going to be a memory that I will have in my head and my heart for life. Think right now of the best holiday you've been on in your life, the best vacation, the best trip. Think about what you were doing, where you were. That memory, I'm promising you, will be in your head and your heart for the rest of your life. I've got travel memories from when I was 5 years old. And they're in my head and my heart. Because the first time my parents took me to, what was the place called? I can't remember. It was like a theme park place. Well, I could just say, our time in Torremolinos. My parents used to take us to Spain every single year. Torremolinos, Malaga. I remember so many stories, so many fun stories. Bully and Toby and John. I remember one time John would have been about 3 years old, and there was this lady talking to him saying, oh, he's so cute. And I remember just running through them and barging her out the way. I must have been about 9 years old. I was a little tearaway. And I remember just knocking John down and barging the lady, and my mum was like, what are you doing now? Look at, and I was 9 years old. I remember it like it was yesterday, because that's a memory that I got from travel. And this business gives you memories like that, which are priceless. I don't remember 5 years ago how I felt when I tried that shaky drink and I drank it and it's going to give me all this energy, and it didn't. And now I want my money back, So travel is memories. The world is a book, and people that don't travel only have one page, So best product, best timing, really value your business. Really and truly value your business. Don't treat this business just like any network marketing company. You're not in any network marketing company. You're in a very special company right now, ladies and gentlemen. I really promise you that. I really implore you to, when you verbalize, when you talk about this business, talk about the company that has 1 millionaire. 1 millionaire means it can be done. 1 millionaire means there's more coming behind. Unless something changed with the company. It didn't. I can tell you right now, there's going to be some more millionaires coming very soon before convention. We're going to have some more millionaires. That means there's a system Donald Bradley has created, which is an effective system, because 3 years to become a millionaire, for me, is a phenomenal amount of time. This year is halfway through. Nearly. January, February, March, April, May, whichever way you want to see it. The year is nearly halfway through. We're nearly getting into 2019, ladies and gentlemen. We're nearly halfway there. Do you remember, like January, like it was yesterday? So Chevrolet White hitting a million in 1 to 3 years, to me, is a great blessing to know that you are so close to somebody who's done it, because we haven't got 50 or 100,000 people in this company. So when you talk to people, talk about the company which is, going to go down in history, but you get to be one of the first few thousand people in the UK doing it, one of the first few thousand people worldwide doing it. If you're in a state, think of the state that you're in. If you're in Atlanta, talk about the fact that there's only, I don't know the numbers, maybe 12,000 people doing it in Atlanta. If you're in London, talk about the fact that there's only about, 1,000 or 2,000 people doing it in London, probably about 1,000 and something doing it in London. If you're just in the UK in general, less than 3,000 people doing it. Verbalize these things and say, we've already got 1 million here, so it's possible it can be done, and it can be done again. And if I continue to keep going, I'm not going to be number 7 million on the chart because I joined 60 years later when all the money had been made by the people who started first. I'm starting first. I'm the top income earner in my city. I'm one of the top income earners on my high street. I'm one of the top income earners in my town because I got started at the beginning of this company. So make sure you have your confidence high. When people are comparing your company with other companies, we're not the same thing. Your company's been going for 60 years and you're bragging and boasting about that. And that's great. And if you say your company's been going for 60 years, I say, well, I hope you was one of the first. Because if you joined yesterday, the same as me, you've missed a lot that's gone on before you. Just imagine going into the cinema and 60 minutes of the film has already progressed. Or going into the cinema, you're late regardless, and 3 minutes of the film has gone past. Which film would you continue to pay for? Which film would you not mind? I know some of you have gone to the cinema and you've missed the first 3 minutes, but you can get the gist of the film. You missed 60 minutes, you don't know why T'Challa is, wearing this suit. You don't know why the Titanic's already sunk. What happened before? You missed it. So that's one of the best analogies I can give you when talking to somebody who's bragging and boasting about their company has been going for many, 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 many years. That's a good thing, stable. But if you were there solely to just be in a company, if your bragging rights, if your success factor is about being in a company that's been going for a long time, then great. But if you join that company to make money quickly and fast, and to be in a place where you're going to find an easier path to get to your goals, it's not so good. I don't brag and boast about how old our company is. I brag and boast about how young our company is. So long as you've got a good company, you want to be at the beginning. So my success, my speed and my success to make a 6-figure income, is because I'm in at the beginning. It's not saturated. It's not too many people know about it. It hasn't got a bad reputation already by the wrong people doing the wrong things for 10, 20, 30 years. If you do something a bit silly, if you have silly people in your company for 10, 20 years, the world's going to know about it. And we're very proud that we've got such a great company so new. So that's the training, guys. And then we're going to move on now to let you know what different event we've got. And of course, you definitely want to get there every Sunday, whether you're in the UK or the USA, for our locker room calls. A fantastic call last Sunday. Tuesday, again, we're in South East London in Croydon. We've got some fantastic training going on in Croydon, and that's starting at 9:15. And of course, the main event will be starting at 8 p.m. Now, tomorrow we're in Birmingham, and we're going to have a great time in Birmingham. Of course, obviously Croydon as well as tomorrow. So you want to be getting there nice and early, 7:15, get a good seat, get your guests at the front of the room in Birmingham. It's one of the strongest markets in the country, one of the best hotels in the whole world of Planet Marketing. And Mr. Bradley said he's looking forward to coming back to Birmingham. So if you're in Birmingham, keep pushing, keep going. I spoke to him yesterday, and he said he sees what's going on in Birmingham. He knows London is the mecca of Planet Marketing in Europe. It's the same as Atlanta. It's good, but he's looking at Birmingham, and he's saying Birmingham is looking as strong as London. So people in London, let's not let Mr. Bradley come back and just bypass you and go straight to Birmingham, because he sees what's going on in Birmingham. So, well done, guys. You've got his attention. But Londoners, you'd feel a certain way if he comes back and he drops off at the airport in Gatwick or Heathrow and he just goes straight up the M40 to Birmingham. You'll feel a certain way. So let's make sure we get to our next London event. And this next London event, is going to be a very special event. We're in a new location, May 24th, Friday. We have our training at 7:15. Registration is at 7:50, and the presentation will be at 8 p.m. And we're at the Radisson Blu Guardian. This is in Tottenham Court Road. The closest station, I believe, is Walnut Street, one stop away from Green Park where we normally are. You don't want to miss this event. It's going to be an action-packed event. You know, we've got people locking in their spaces right now. So a new location, a new chance for you to spice it up, to see a new part of London, have different prospects who are in different parts of London to plug in to see what's going on. We've got a very special guest speaker who will be speaking at this event coming up in London. Man, I wish I was there, man. I wish I was there for Ricardo's training, you know, at Croydon. Man, it was good. I've seen some video recordings. I didn't have the pleasure to see the whole thing, but the feedback I'm getting is something that you need to see this training. If you're in London, you need to see this training. And the reason why I'm really going to stress this, I'm a director, you know. John, Toby, Andre, they're directors, and they're a bit more further ahead than you. You may not relate to me as much because for the things that are going on in my business, quite different to you. You might be looking to have 20 people in your team. I lose 20 people a day on credit holds, roughly 20 a day till this day, right? So you might not relate to my story. If you lost 20 people a day, you might you might feel a certain way, right? So the fact that Ricardo, you know, as a director in training is still, you know, credible enough to show you what it takes and what he's doing, but still new enough for you to be able to relate to him having a team very close to the numbers that you have if you're a new member, or if you're anything under the rank of director in training. This gentleman is going to be talking from his heart. This gentleman, and I get to say this because I'm as one of his mentors and I get to see his numbers, is one of the hardest working people I've ever met in my life. I'm not talking network marketing. I'm talking about someone who has a passion, who has a drive, you know, to put people first and to do what it takes. You know, red eye shifts. I see him, you know, doing calls with his US team. That's why he's got one of the best, hands down, I would say, I believe he's got the best American team. Not the biggest, the best American team in the whole company, you know, and I'm so excited about, because I can't even call it a team, it's a family. What that team is about, what that team represents, the money just hasn't caught up yet. The money's coming, and there's going to be some millionaires in that team. But what Ricardo, you know, working alongside his leaders there have created is, if you were in the groups, if you were on the 4 a.m. calls, you know, if you was at the barbecue cookouts, when you see me, you know, doing events, you know, and the food is on, you know, is on point, that's the family that he's been able to build. And he's going to talk to you about how to close people. How to close people that need to be closed, that need to see the vision, they need to see this business because this business can help them, you know. And it's going to be fire. So whatever you're doing, you know, in London, just do it at this event. Ricardo's going to be doing a training, you know, this Friday, and you don't want to miss it. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the footage. Ricardo, please, if you're listening, you know, get the phone and please record the audio for me. You know, as your coach, I would love to, you know, train and mentor you, you know, to be one of the best. Not in Planet Marketing, one of the best in the industry. And I know, you know, over the next 5 to 10 years, you will be on stage, you know, with Eric Worre, you know, people like that, you know, talking about, you know, your journey, you know, coming from, you know, from Cuba with, you know, one person on your Facebook, which was your mom, you know, and to go into being one of our strongest builders online and offline. So again, you know, well done, Ricardo, for that, such a fantastic, you know, training last week, and, you know, looking forward to hearing, you know, the feedback from the call coming up. Darlene said she'd also love to see Ricardo. So if you are, and she's in Atlanta, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're in London, we've got people in Atlanta that would love to be there in that room. So if you're in London, be there. Just be there. Again, ladies and gentlemen, you know, looking at Planet Marketing back office at the price of the room for convention. It's, you know, roughly £300 for the 2 nights in convention. You know, I'm surprised that they're still going. You know, I was looking on booking.com and it was about £700. So we've got an amazing rate, you know, during the time. It's, you know, very high season because of, you know, everybody's going there for a convention. So if you can make it to convention, make it to convention. The reason why I'm here in New York on my 74th international trip in the last 3 years is because I went to a convention. I promise you, till this day, I can relate my success back to my first convention. To this day, I can relate my income back to my first convention. Till this day, I can relate every single success I've seen in network marketing to my first convention. I promise you, I can relate all the success back to my first convention. And for anybody who has been to a convention, comment in the box quickly before we wrap up. I've definitely probably gone over time. I don't really care because, I love talking to you guys and I love, pouring into you guys. And we're going to be more consistent. We're going to keep these trainings going on and on and on so you guys can get what you need. But please comment in the box, for anyone that's been to a Planet Marketing convention, give us a few words, what Donald Bradley encompasses into the people who get to conventions, from Baltimore to Vegas to Atlanta, to our London convention, where I was able to, work alongside my fantastic leaders. And that's the reason I was able to actually get a six-figure ring. This six-figure ring was, a product of the London convention that Donald Bradley put in place. We're going to be going to Gibraltar soon. We've got Planet Escapes coming up. We've got so many things planned for this team, but convention is the number one most important thing. It will change your life. It will give you the catalyst for you to go out and get what you need to get. And we're going to be having training from the best of the best, online, offline, prospecting, the best. Convention is where you wear your best suit. Convention is where you party the hardest. Convention is where you eat the most. Convention is where you see the most people. 5,000 people. And just to let you know, it's 1,500 seats left. 1,500 seats left. And as it gets closer to the 1,900 mark and 800, it starts to go quickly. That's where people start getting desperate. And they're buying them for their team just to make sure. Don't be the person calling around saying, has anyone got any spare tickets? And that will start happening in the next 60 days. People will start saying, has anyone got any spare tickets? Don't look at if you can afford convention. That's a long way away. Work your business. See, the reason why you say things like that, and this is the harsh truth, I don't think I can afford convention, is because you know how much money your boss will pay you from now to September. You know it. Think about that. The reason why people say, I don't think I can afford something that's happening 5 or 6 months later, is because you know exactly how much money your boss will pay you from now to that date. And if you work up the maths, that if you make this amount of money in May, June, July, August, and so on, you won't have the finances to do what you would like to do. Think about that. It's powerful, right? You can make a prediction that you can't do something in 5-6 months' time based on a set income. But things change, and sometimes you need a bit more money. Sometimes there's things going on in the family. It could be illnesses, it could be medical fees, it could be somebody needing a place to stay. But your fixed income is telling you can't get to a convention you want to be at, but it could also be saying you can't afford that thing that's going to save somebody's life, that's going to help somebody's situation. That's why Planet Marketing. That's why you're blessed to be in a business that can change that. You see, when I once I was equivalent to I think this was a while ago, there was an event that Donald was doing. And at the time, I think I was just a goal builder. So I didn't really have, much money coming in. And I really wanted to get to this event that Donald was doing. I really wanted to be there. But my income wasn't very high. And I was working a job at the same time. My job income was also very low. But I had my business. And I think I nearly went 2020. I think I had 15 I sponsored. My team grew a bit more. And the £300 I made covered my flight to go and see Donald at the event. My job would have never done that. My job wouldn't give me an extra £300 out of nowhere, but my business did. That's my personal example. Look at September as a goal, a target to make £1,000 in your business. And, you will be able to get to convention and it will change your life. It will change your life. Read my words, it will change your life. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to, read out some of the comments from other people that have been to a convention. Haley says, direct to goals for convention. I love that, Haley. I know you're going to be on that stage, get in your jacket. Jennifer said, it's amazing. It changes the way you see this business, 100%. Arisha says, everyone's fired up on a different level. The energy. Now, you guys haven't experienced it. Some of you have been to our last convention, which was in Atlanta, but that was 1,800 people. I'm not good at maths, but how many times does 1,800 people fit inside 5,000? It's going to be more than double the energy. You thought last convention was good? Double it again, pull it in a more hot location right next to Disney with more millionaires, more sapphire ring, ruby ring, diamond and double diamond ring wearers, more of your team. We've got 500 army strong going there. It's going to be something special. I promise you. Sound like Deontay Wilder, I promise you. Right, so Alicia said everybody's fired up on a different level. Sharvin said, I need to go to convention. Don't put that sad face, Sharvin. You know, what you're doing in Portsmouth is fantastic, and I'm loving to see your growth. You're experiencing what now is, you know, the early days of network marketing, and you remind me of myself where, you know, you're putting it in, you know, and you may not see results in the first few days, weeks, months, and it's okay. It's really okay, because you're on the learning curve right now. Enjoy it, embrace it. Just imagine if you're a doctor and you're a heart surgeon doctor, an open heart surgeon doctor, and you're going through the exam and you know you need to study for 8 years. But you're browsing the internet and you download some crazy file which gives you all the answers to every exam that you will need to pass the tests for multiple colleges and universities to become a qualified open heart surgeon. So you now have in your hand what you need to pass. So when you go into an exam room for your first, let's say there's 20 exams to become a doctor. The first exam, you use the answers and you pass with flying colors. The next exam, you use the answers, you pass with flying colors. Now you've got 2 out of the 18 and you know you can just pass them all, but you realize you don't actually know much. And you do it for all of those exams, but you still don't know much. You've cheated. You've got the answers. You've gotten too easy. And they say, well done. You're a qualified doctor. You can do open heart surgery. There's a space at King's College Hospital. They're looking for an open heart surgeon. Congratulations, flying colors. Well done in your exam. You've got a job. You're going to be earning £80,000 a year. Congratulations. Your first appointment will be on the 17th of May. In 2 days' time, let's just say. Now you're like, oh, you're going to perform on someone's life and you don't know what you're doing and you shouldn't be there. So with network marketing, there's a process, a learning curve. If you're new to this industry, embrace it and enjoy it the same way a doctor should embrace and enjoy the process of learning how to become a doctor, so that when you do get that spatula and you cut that first incision, you're confident. You see blood coming out, you know what to do. Dab that, cut that, move that, right? Rather than, right? That'll be a bad situation, right? So, you know, embrace it, Sharvin. For anybody else who's new to this industry, look at the results of people that started before you. Did they start off as a 9-star director? No, they didn't. They started as a rep with no clue about what they were doing. And they worked, studied, learned, failed some more, struggled, failed some more, learned, work, learn, study, failed, work, learn, studied, failed, earn. And then you get to the level where you've done that enough. And for me, without bragging and boasting, I can work, study, train if I want to, but regardless, it's earn. Andre Sinclair, you know, he's very closely going to have, you know, a sapphire ring. You know, he's going to be a 6-figure income earner, because at the beginning it was fail. And I got to see him. He got to see me. Fail, struggle, failure, rejection. And now for Andre, it's just earn on his way to getting his own ring with the name Sinclair engraved on the side of it, with the date of 2019, where he became the first 6-figure income earner for his family. Because at the beginning of his journey was fail, struggle, learn, consistency. That's what it takes, ladies and gentlemen. That's, you know, the work of network marketing. It's network marketing, not net lucky marketing. This is a profession. So for the people going through the early days in this business, embrace it. I promise you, this is the best industry in the world. I couldn't imagine this gap in my life being taken out, replaced with something else. I just couldn't imagine what would I be doing, you know, if I didn't have, you know, network marketing in my life. I'm keeping you guys up late. I'm really sorry, guys. You know, if you can see out the window, I'm actually sweating right now. Sweat on my forehead. It's in New York, baby. I love this place. If you can see some of these tall buildings over there. Jeez. So what time is it? Someone tell me, what time is it over there in the UK? You guys must be 11:36. Who wants to keep going? Comment, keep going if you're in a box. And we can keep going. Right, so someone said keep going. All right, let's keep going, guys. If I'm keeping up late, then that's what it takes. So let me go over. So Sharvin, you know, embrace it. embrace it. It really is, you know, oh, the comments are going off. People saying, keep going, keep going. Take that sweater off, Darlene. Man's not hot. So Arisha says, it took me 3 years to get to director, but I did it. I had the same rejections, same objections to deal with. You just have to stay consistent and enjoy the process. Wow, powerful words from someone who just hit it. This is one of the most important things I can say to you in network marketing. The rejection is normal. The no's are part of it. Really get that. No's are not a bad thing. Just imagine every single person you speak to, every single person you inbox, every single person you pique interest, they want to join your business. To some of you, you might think that's the best scenario. But for me, with my experience, that'll be one of the worst things in the world. Yeah, the money will go up very quickly, but the stress and, you know, problems that could come with every single person who joins your business, because the people that are so skeptical and lazy and negative, they're going to join too if everybody joined your business and everybody said yes. So you're going to have stress. You're going to have so much work to do working with people that shouldn't be in network marketing because they don't have the right mindset or the common sense to know what we're doing, and they're going to stress you out. You don't want everybody to join your business. You have people pre-qualify themselves when they say things like, it's a pyramid, you know, and they don't want to listen to what pyramid really is. You know, you wouldn't want everyone to join your business. So people are supposed to say no. It's just like life. Some jobs are supposed to turn you down. Imagine if you put out a job offer and everybody employed you. Let's just say you couldn't even say no to anybody. Because if someone says yes to joining your business, you know, they might just grab your site and sign up. Imagine if you put out 10 CVs in 10 different offices to get a job, and you got all of the jobs, but you have to work all of the jobs. So you have to do, you know, 9 to 5 over here, and then from 5 to 6 you're over here, and from 6 to 12 you're over there, and then a midnight shift. You know, imagine that. You wouldn't want that. You don't want everyone to join you. You want some people to say no. You want some people to say no. Think about that. You want some people to say no to your business. Very important. So it's part of the process. Embrace it when people say no to you. And once you get comfortable with the no's, it doesn't become a painful experience. If when somebody says no to join your business, it's a painful experience, I would like you to get in touch with your upline and just say, you know, I was on the celebration call and David was talking about it hurts when someone says no. How do I, you know, overcome that pain? Why am I feeling pain when somebody says no to my opportunity? If that's your situation right now, go to your upline, you know, tomorrow and go over that with them and let them help you. Upline DIT and above will be able to help you with why you feel pain when somebody, why you feel hurt, why you feel embarrassed, why you feel rejected when someone says no to your business. For me, it's great. When they say no to my business, you've just pre-qualified yourself. You've just done the hard work for me. Because what will be worse for me is if you joined, wasted my time, wasted your time, you know, stressed me out, took away my resources, the time I could be spending to work with Darlene, with Ricardo, with Andre Sinclair, with Toby DaCosta, the time I could be doing that, I was working with your crazy self, who was, you know, just wasting time and just not being proper as a person, you know. So you pre-qualified yourself. You done the hard work for me where I didn't need to work out and suss you out if you're serious or not. You told me you're not serious with the silly objection or excuse that you gave me, so I get to say, okay, no problem, wish you the best, and I move on. You done the work for me rather than me having to find out the hard way. So that's how you want to see it. So yeah, unbelievably blessed to be in this business, can have a better mentor. Thank you, Sharvin. I was at the Atlanta convention. I don't know who Galaxy Tab is, but yes, it will give you the energy. You know, a lot of people saying, you know, why convention, you know, is Rosie says, I love everything about convention. It's a very special, you know, it's a very special place to be, you know. So that's it. Okay, cool. Okay, so where how do you get the right mindset? Only been 5 months, feel like I still have no clue what I'm doing. That's a great question. I think that's Terry. So where or how do you get the right mindset? Only been in 5 months and still feel I have no clue what I'm doing. Sounds to me like you need to have a game plan meeting. So whoever your upline is, ideally maybe your direct upline or direct in training upline. And if you're not sure, the person who sponsored you, if they are not a direct in training or a director, tell them to keep going up. So they find who sponsored them. And if some of you may not be sure, who sponsored me or who sponsored them, the person who sponsored you know the name because they sponsored you. You went to their website, so go to them and ask them that question. And they can go up and up and up and up until it reaches, probably it's going to end with myself, and along the way, there's going to be a director in training or a director who knows the answer to help you. If you're not sure about what to do, the only thing you said wrong there is I'm not sure what to do. If you had said me and my uplines are not sure what to do, I'd have been like, whoa, how did that happen? That's impossible because the uplines goes up to Donald Bradley and Donald Bradley knows what to do. One of your senior uplines is Donald Bradley, who owns the company. So he definitely knows what to do. So from Donald to David DaCosta to maybe John Toby Andre, is you. You fall under the leadership of John Toby Andre, David DaCosta, Donald Bradley. And I'm quite sure, along the family tree, there's somebody who knows what to do. So if you're still stuck, you want to go upline and have a game plan. Set some time aside, maybe 20 to 30 minutes. It might be meeting for coffee at Starbucks, a Zoom chat like this, a phone call, and set the strategy of what am I doing? I don't want some teams may have different, ways of doing things. So definitely, go upline and learn from that person, how you can get focused. Set your why, set your goals, make them deep, what you want to achieve, why you want to achieve it, and what you're willing to sacrifice and put in to achieve that. And if you're willing to work for it and you're coachable, big question, are you coachable? When you ask somebody, are they coachable? And they say, well, no, you're not coachable. If you have to think about it, what you're thinking about is, am I going to be asked to do things that I'm not willing to do? And if that's the case, then you're not coachable. If you're coachable, you're going to do whatever your mentor says. If your mentor is someone who's got the result success that you aspire to, and if your mentor, your senior upline, whether director in training or director, has the income that you want, then be coachable because you want to get what they've got and they want to give it to you. Because if they get you to where they are, they go up to another place, which helps them to make even more money. They want that. So they need you to get to where they are. They want to drag you up. They lose money if they push you down. If I told everyone on this webinar right now, quit your business, it's rubbish, it's not going to work, and everybody quit, my income will drastically, be affected. And I have to rush back to London and get a job, right? So I would love, if I dragged every single person on this webinar to just double their efforts and double their activity, I'm a millionaire. So you think I don't want to personally work and help and push and motivate and train and invest my time, energy, effort, and my life into aspiring people to get bronze, silver, gold, 2020 director in training, 1-star, 2-star? I want to. I don't mind being a millionaire. The food I eat will be, much more. And that's what it's all about. It's about food, and money. So I'm going to end the call, guys, because, we've been here for a while, for a hot minute now, and I really had a lot of fun on this call. So thank you so much, guys. Get to convention, get to your local weekly events, get to the webinars and learn and learn and learn. Take notes when you hear your senior business partners talking. When you hear Taryn Cox doing the webinar, take notes. When you hear Toby DaCosta doing the webinar, take notes, learn and process the information so that one day you can be confident in doing these things yourself. Do get to the meetings, do put aside a few pounds to see how much it will cost you to get to convention. If you haven't thought about it, do the maths, work it out. Go to the websites and check flights, check hotels. If cost is really an issue, speak with your direct upline. Your direct upline has probably been to a few conventions and know how to help you cut costs. Don't assume getting to convention costs £2,000. Don't assume getting to convention costs £1,000. It may not. For some people who know how to navigate around travel and savings and still having a good time and being in the right place, it doesn't cost a lot of money, if you've got experience, what you're doing, how you want to do it. The most important thing is, why am I going to convention? Why am I making this investment? Is it just so I can go to Florida and have a bit of a cookout and a barbecue? No, it's so that, my children's children will have what they want. My family will be financially secure. That's the reason. So thank you so much, Heather. Awesome value tonight. You guys give me the value. You guys push me to be better. The other directors, I know I speak on behalf of the other directors. We're so blessed to be in this team, to be working alongside you guys. Speed of the leader, speed of the team. And we have the strongest team, the best team in Planet Marketing worldwide, hands down fact. Mr. Bradley has, spoken so highly of you guys. Some of you don't know, he actually brags and boasts about individuals, members on this webinar at his local meetings, because he gets to leverage. When he's got people living in Atlanta who are crying and complaining, he talks about some of you on this webinar, and I'm not going to name names. to make you get too big-headed, but why are you crying and complaining when your Millionaire Mentors on your doorstep just up the road? But people in South and Northwest London, are doing what they need to do. They don't have conventions every other day and big events and blackouts all the time, and they don't get to see Donald every Tuesday at 7 p.m., but they're still doing what they need to do. And that's why we have the strongest team, the most success, in Planet Marketing worldwide. What we've done, what this team has paved the way in doing, the new licenses we have, the new suppliers, is all of the result of the 3 years of this team, paving the way and still working hard, popping out directors left, right, and center, and now popping out, six-figure income earners. And this company, is growing at the same speed as our team. Well over 1,700 people, just grinding. And it's an amazing achievement for you guys. So hold your heads high, embrace the pain, embrace the journey. Just don't do it alone. If you are standing next to your senior business partner as you go through the no's and rejections and the issues and the problems, you're going to be okay. Because I can promise you they've experienced those things before. So love you guys. Well done. I'm so proud of this team. I'm going to see you guys at convention. See you soon.